Which is the most developed country in the area?
The most developed country is Croatia. It's just next to the door of European Union, and probably next year, probably the end of this year, Croatia will finish its negotiation for the candidacy. So I think very soon Croatia will be a member of European Union. Then it's followed by Serbia, then Montenegro, and at the end Bosnia, Macedonia, Kosovo, and Albania. So there is kind of split between those countries.
Albania is the least.
I think that Kosovo is the least, yeah, and Albania is second from the bottom.
Democracy is stronger than in the past, or is it just an illusion?
It is much stronger, but it doesn't mean the situation is easier. You know, democracy is meaning a lot of problems. It's still very dynamic, like in Italy. There are fights in the parliament, but I think that we have much stronger democracy right now, and that it would be, for me, a surprise to have some kind of uprising or revolution or something. So I think that democracy in all countries in the region are on the good way.
And what do you think about politics?
There are differences, you know, the different governments are playing different policy. Mostly they are now concentrated on economic issues. Some of them reacted good. For example, I think Croatian and Serbian government. Other were less successful. But also I think there is a problem that if this economic situation continue to worsen, that some of the governments can misuse this and transfer it to the nationalism, because it's always much easier to tell people let's talk about our sovereignty, let's talk about our um, country and not about economy. The economy is always the difficult question. So I see that as a possible problem in the region.
And what about the image abroad of the Balkans? What can European people think about Balkans and the people who live in Balkans?
Yeah, well, there are, I think, a lot of stereotypes in European Union about the issue of the Balkan. Recently, I think 2 years ago, the British publisher Brett published a book about Serbia, and the first paragraph of the book said that the Serbia and the whole region suffer from the image problem. When you said the Serbia or the Balkan, people connect it to war crimes, to the mafia killings and such things. But in the fact, the people who go there see a totally different picture. It's a safe region. You can walk by night and no one will attack you. It's beautiful. People are very friendly. So I think that it is very important that people travel to the region as much as possible and see in the first hand that the region is now much more developed and much more secure.
And do you think that globalization is a damage for the identification of our own country?
In general, yes, but in the Balkan, I think that the globalization is still not so active. Those countries in the Balkan are just recently became, you know, independent, and people became aware of their nationality. So they are not ready to put, you know, globalization as a key point. But they are, of course, you know, you have Zara shops in all the region or other products. But I think that it's not such a big problem as in other countries.
And what do you think about the Kosovo independence?
I think that the European Union particularly made a big problem, made a big mistake because during this negotiation, I think it was a perfect period to find the real solution for Kosovo, because Serbia was weak and was ready to negotiate. And I think that only European politicians had to find some kind of smart solution that will have 2 points. The first one, not to humiliate Serbia, not to ruin the pride of Serbia, and the second, to allow Albanians to run their own lives and control their own lives. So it's a complicated issue, but I think there was a possibility to find some interesting, some innovative solution. By this way, I think that we just put this problem aside. The problem is not solved. Serbia is not recognizing Kosovo, and I'm not sure that it will recognize it. On the other side, Kosovo is independent, but I think that solution is not fine. So I think that we still need some time to finally solve the issue of Kosovo.
And what about the relation between Serbs and Albanians?
Between the governments, there is no relations. They are negotiating and talking through the European Union and the UN mission. On the ground, in the Kosovo, in the north, there are Serbian enclave, which is controlled by Serbs. The Pristina government doesn't have any control of the north. In the Kosovo, there are small Serbian enclaves, and most of them are living by their own, receiving help from Serbia, and practically there is no connection between them. There was recently one survey where they were asked, is it possible to live together? Kosovo Albanians said yes, Serbs said no. So it's still a big way between them, I think.
And that's a problem for the stability of the country?
Yes, it is a problem because if you are not talking between each other, there can always be a problem. For example, right now, many villages, Serbian villages in Kosovo are without electricity because they're not paying money to the electric company, and they cut the electricity, and no one is involved in this negotiation. So if people are not communicating, many problems can arrive.